Right, so the brake shoes have arrived, I think, from Mobilia's services. So they normally do a really good job, so I'm sure they have this time. Let's have a look. Right. Actually, these aren't the original. These aren't the shoes I sent them. They obviously recycle the shoes, I guess. If you see what I mean. I'm sure they keep a stock of the all the old ones they get in. They'll refurbish them and sort of circulate them through. But these are definitely not the ones I sent them. But still, they look fine. They're obviously bonded rather than, oh sorry, they're riveted and bonded by the looks of it. So yeah, good stuff. I will stick those back on the back plate, and we're ready to reassemble the front wheel. I'll just use general purpose stuff. Don't need anything special. Yeah, that's good. Excess there. Okay, springs, because there's no orientation on these, given that they're single leading shoe. Using the odd springs. Good. Looks okay. Need to remember which way this goes. Oh, so it goes that way, isn't it? The cable coming down here. Looks like that used to be around that way. Actually, maybe not, maybe that way. Shouldn't matter. Just put a bit of sealant on. Good. Yeah, that feels absolutely fine. Right, put it back in the box until I get the wheel back. Okay, so I've just picked up the wheel from Central Wheel Components and it looks good so far. So yeah, stainless spokes on a stainless rim. They checked the concentricity of the drum and that's okay apparently. They haven't had to skim it, so that's good. They put one security bolt hole in it, so there's one hole there and another one over here on the opposite side. So yeah, two security, oh sorry, two holes, which is correct. But their logo on it, by the looks of it, Central Wheel Components, stainless rim, established 1897. That can't be right, can it? Looks like it. Wow. So I'll get the tyre off this rim and transfer it onto the new one. Good, so I've got the tyre off the old original wheel and put it onto the new rebuilt one. Everything looks okay. The security nut, or security bolt rather, is in place. And yeah, fine. I've actually also cleaned out this circlip slot, which was slightly burred over, and that's what caused the problem in getting that bearing out when I dismantled it. So I'm fairly confident that's okay now. So I can just start to put it back together and get it back on the bike. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just try the circlip in it. Yeah, that's fine now. Good. Okay, so I've got the various bits laid out now. It's on the right hand side, on the brake side, and this is the other side. This grease shed in particular is quite badly bent and bashed about from me trying to get the bearing out. So I'm just going to try and flatten that out a bit. It doesn't affect the wheel at all, really, especially with these sealed bearings. It doesn't even have to have the grease in. So I'm just going to try and flatten it out and reuse it. So my first thought was that I'd just put this on a flat surface and bash it with a brass drift to flatten it back down. But I think I'm actually going to use some sockets, be a bit more controlled. Let's try that. Yeah, that looks better. Having cleaned everything up, the other thing I've noticed is that this area where the inner race runs on the left-hand side, it's obviously rusted. There was some rust in it when I first took it apart, and that's going to be slightly loose on that inner race. So I'll put some bearing retainer on it, some Loctite bearing retainer, certainly on that side. This side I think is fine. Right, so that's all back together again. So I'll just stick it back on the bike, the next thing I guess. So I'll just stick the wheel back in. Got this new strap from Classic Bike Parts and the bolt through the top. So that's okay. Just need to put the caps back on and torque them up. Okay, so these fork caps should be torqued up to 15 foot-pounds. So that's on 15. Try and tighten them evenly as usual. I looked up the torque settings, and the top nuts of the fork should be up to 55, or between 50 and 55 foot-pounds. So I've torqued those up as well. I'd guessed before, they're actually about right, but they are actually set to the correct torque now. Just do the same with these. Yep, good. I'll just do the other side and get the brake cable adjusted. I think I'm about done. Just wind this torque wrench back down to 0. Take the tension off the spring. So this torque arm now has somewhere to live, thanks to the boss on here. Put it in that way around. I'll just get this clevis pin through. Right, there we go. I think I've lost the split pin that I got out before, so let's find another one. That's too big. Too big. Yeah, that's better. Right. Okay, just nip these off. So this cable has an adjuster halfway along, as well as on the handlebars, so let's just tweak that up. Okay, so I've tweaked up the adjuster in the middle of the cable, and yeah, that's okay. It's going to take a while to bed in the shoes to align themselves. That'll do for now. I'll adjust it after its first run. This 1897 central wheel components sticker, it is actually correct. Apparently they've been going since then, and they had the 120th anniversary on the in 2017. So yeah, amazing. I think they were making motorcycle wheels then, but they must have been made out of wood surely in 1897. I don't know whether they made anything other types of wheels, carriage wheels, but looking at the website, they talk about motorcycle wheels only. So I can see that for the turn of the century, but before then, they can't have been that big a market, I wouldn't have thought. Anyway, okay, so it's taken longer and more effort than I expected with having to sort out the fork as well. But I've now got a BSA front wheel, and that should let me get a dating certificate from the owner's club, I think. I'll get the side panels on and take some photographs and submit a request. And if I get that, then I can apply for a date-related registration number, get it registered for the road here in the UK. So yeah, getting there. Thanks for watching anyway.